Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam. I'm a content producer and betting analyst again for OddsJam. And what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can make thousands of dollars betting on basketball, specifically betting on basketball. Now, I'm not saying this strategy only works on the NBA or college basketball or the WNBA. It works on all three, or if there's some international basketball like the Spanish league that you love to bet, it would work there as well. Would also work on international basketball. So what you see on my screen here right now is my homepage, specifically for oddsjam.com, using all the bets that I've tracked to feed into this information. Now, baseball, I'm not giving you a video on how to make thousands of dollars betting on baseball because I'm still working on that strategy, as you can see here. But basketball is my best sport. I've literally made over 12K betting on basketball. It's my most profitable sport, as you can see, by far. And this isn't only NBA and this isn't only NCAA basketball. It's for the WNBA as well. It's a new season, but I've been tracking all of my bets for the WNBA and I've had a ton of success. What you see here is my Matt's Bets spreadsheet where I track all my bets posted publicly, either on this YouTube video or on this YouTube channel or on Twitter. If you do want to follow me on Twitter, you can at my handle Modi_Matt. That has also flashed on the screen here. All of these plays, so I started tracking it June 15th. I had been placing bets prior to that, but I've been doing so well that I wanted to have an official track of my specific WNBA bets that I post publicly on Twitter. And it's going really well. So my unit size for a full unit is about $200. If it's a lower level play, I'll put 75. But as you can see, 6-2 overall across 8 bets. $530 in profit, 27% ROI, which is really, really good. And this is all from betting the WNBA. And as you can tell, my basketball bets in general, over 12K, 12.4. So that is a mix of NCAA, NBA, as well as the WNBA bets that I just talked about. But this strategy specifically applies to basketball. The way it works, it's actually pretty simple. Number one, all you need to do, you just need to start line shopping. So what I have on the screen here is the positive EV page specifically for OddsJam. Now, I have it filtered for basketball, but the strategy applies, again, to more than just the WNBA, and it's actually really not that complicated. So we see right here, here's a positive expected value play on the over in the Aces versus the Sky. Las Vegas Aces versus Chicago Sky. So just to give you the math behind this bet specifically before I get into my strategy behind it, PointsBet is the book that we would be betting this on at minus 110 odds. The OddsJam line, which is pulled from the sharpest sportsbook in the world, this line has the most efficient betting market. Anywhere in which you see OddsJam line, it's going to be the most efficient betting market and the sharpest lines. Prices this at minus 126. Now, what's important to do before placing a bet is understand what the line is with the VIG removed. And in this case, it's priced at minus 116. So that gap between minus 116 being the true line and the PointsBet line, which we are betting it at minus 110, is a profit margin of roughly 2.51%. So right off the bat, I know that this is a positive EV bet, obviously because I found it using OddsJam, and also because of just the math behind it. Now, the market width here being at 18 cents is well within range. Market width is essentially a way in which we can determine confidence in what lines are being priced at, and the lower number, the better. So this under 25 being at 18 cents is perfect. That's exactly well within range. Anything above 25 is a less confident market. I might not take that one, but this one at 18 cents is perfect. So the next thing you need to do, just right click and open in a new tab. And this is exactly what I have up here. It lists all the markets. It has all of the different sports books and what they're pricing this total at. So the reason why this strategy works with basketball is because the totals are so high that there's going to be gaps and there's going to be discrepancies in how sportsbooks price totals. Not every single sportsbook is going to have the same exact total. As we remember, the PointsBet line was at 174.5. Now let's see what every other sportsbook prices this at. So again, we see PointsBet at 174.5. If we go down to 175, we see another sportsbook price it at 175 with minus 110 each way. So that's a half point higher than the line we are betting it at on PointsBet. Let's go 1 point higher at 175.5. We see BetMGM and FanDuel prices at 175.5. FanDuel also does give you, BetMGM also does give you lines for 174.5, being at minus 120, which is still closer to the OddsJam line. If we go down to 176, which is a full 1.5 higher than what the line we are betting it at of 174, Caesars has it at 176, as does the OddsJam line. You can see it here at 176. And then if we go another point higher, which is 2 full points higher than what the OddsJam line prices that at, we see DraftKings has it at 176.5. Now, 2 points or a half a point might not seem like a lot, but that's insane value. It's getting a total, so we're taking it over at a full 2 points lower than what another sportsbook prices it at. And no matter what, if we compare it across the board, every single sportsbook, every single one prices this total above 174.5. So not only is this a positive expected value bet, just based on the odds itself, but also we see an insane discrepancy across the sports books. And this is how you can use OddsJam to make thousands and thousands, over $10,000 betting specifically on basketball. All you need to do, just open spread markets and open totals markets, and you see just massive discrepancies across all the sports books. So now we have a total for this game. Now let's look at the spread. All we need to do is go to point spread, and let's just see what we're working with. So this one doesn't have as insane of a discrepancy as every other book does, but we still see some pretty valuable plays. So it looks like most books have this line priced at aces -8 or -8.5, with BetMGM having it at 8.5, and then all the other major books having it at 8, except for the OddsJam line, which looks like it also has it at 8.5, same thing as the BetMGM line. But we see FanDuel has this priced at -118. Now, the odds aren't quite as juicy as the other play, and the discrepancy isn't quite as big. So the total play that I just talked about would be an absolute 5-unit McSlam. I would load City that bad boy. This one, not quite as big of a discrepancy, not as big of an EV play as well, with OddsJam having this at -126, and again, FanDuel has it at -118. This I would probably do a lower 3-unit play as opposed to a full 5-unit McSlam. But either way, we see just from scanning across all the sportsbooks some just remarkable differences of how sportsbooks not only price odds themselves, but what they price totals and spreads at. And that's how you can use, again, OddsJam specifically for basketball. The reason why basketball has the biggest advantage for this specific strategy, it's not that difficult. It's just because there are more points scored. Basketball, especially the NBA, has totals, most of them are above 200. The NFL has totals between 40 and 50. So 1 point in basketball is much, much less meaningful than 1 point even in football. It's the same thing with baseball. A total going from 200 to 203 is a fraction of a percent difference across all the sports books. But in baseball, if a total goes from 9.5 to 10.5, that's almost a 10% difference in what the total's at, which is not going to happen. So you're rarely going to find examples, especially in baseball, where sportsbooks price totals at different numbers, like 9.5 and 10.5, something like that. You will see it in football, mostly for spreads, because football can have some higher spreads, 6.5, 13.5, 3.5, stuff like that. So spreads is where this is mostly the most valuable. But for basketball, it's just insane. So reason why I recorded this video when I did, which is in June of this, it's in the summer after the NBA season, is because you should start betting on the WNBA. Like I said, it's been incredibly profitable for me, over $500 in profit, and that's across 8 bets. Of my McSlams, so I've placed 7 total McSlams, only 2 of them have lost, and then one 3-unit $75 play hit as well. It's insane profit, and it's all because I'm using OddsJam to line shop across all the different books. So I would 100% recommend using OddsJam and using this strategy to make money betting on basketball. And if you already do this, that's great. If you're just learning now, that's still great. I would love to hear your feedback on this video in general. Comment on the video. Let me know your feedback. Of course, like I said, you can hit me up on Twitter at Modi_Matt. Other than that, I would really appreciate if you could like the video. Just helps it gain a little more popularity, helps me out as well. And then if you could subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel, because we have a bunch of content like this moving forward. But as far as this video goes, that is all I got for you. So thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.